Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the Rocky Mountain Adult Cystic Fibrosis Community Introductory Interviews. I'm Corey, and I'm here today with Chris, who is an adult living in our community. Welcome, Chris.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for being with us today. Definitely looking forward to diving in with you today, so let's get started right away.
Let's do it.
So the first question I had for you is I just wanted to know if you could share a little bit with us about how you ended up in Denver.
Yes. So originally I met my now ex-girlfriend in Massachusetts in Boston. She's originally from Colorado. She went out there for her job, met her out there. And then I came back to Denver. I followed her out here because she had to transfer back here for her job and some personal issues. And we did the remote thing for like 6 months. Eventually I moved out here and literally just fell in love. I was actually looking for a switch in my lifestyle to something more, Colorado is a very healthy state, and it fit me very well. And yeah, I just love the scenery. I love the weather, the no humidity, the amount of things to do for low cost. I love it. And I'll be here for a while, I would say. Yeah.
Nice, thanks. Yeah, it's a pretty great place to live. Easy to fall in love with, for sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of good, trails, hikes, things like that, which is very good for us, whether it's pre-transplant CF or post-transplant or anywhere in general. So it was a lot more healthier of a choice for me to move out here and stay out here despite, any other breakups or anything. I'm still staying. I love it. So, yeah.
Great. Thanks. I'm glad you're here. So I know that also you've had a transplant. So I was wondering if you could share with us a little bit about at what point in your life did you know that it was time for that? And also, once you knew, what really kind of informed your choice to go to Duke for that?
So I was born with the cystic fibrosis, and I found out right at birth because of my late sister had it, who was older than me. I started to get sick in my early 30s when I was out here in Denver, and the 5280 out here is pretty hard on us. I broke up with the ex. I couldn't get her back. I was too sick to get to try and fight to get her back. I was too sick to get to the gym. I just couldn't do anything. Like when I was out of the hospital, I was just at home all day, just trying to put on weight and things like that. And it takes a lot of mindset to come back when you're at, unfortunately, I'm 14% PFTs. And it was time for transplant when I just realized I couldn't maintain life. I couldn't be who I was destined to be, who I couldn't be as great as I feel that I can be. And I had to take it serious. And I waited way too long. So, I don't encourage that at all for the amount of time I waited. But, there's a few choices. I had Massachusetts to look at them, where all my friends are. I had a couple of friends at North Carolina. I was looking in Arizona too. I kind of just boiled it down. I found out Arizona elevation was around like 4,000 feet, and I needed a good boost, to be able to, so if I'm going to leave 5280, I'm not going to leave it just for 1,200 feet less. I need to go down to a sea level where I can make sure I don't fail with this and that they accept me. Massachusetts, I felt I'd be a little distracted. I've got a lot of friends there, and I felt like, I would have quite a few visitors, and I'd be distracted. Ultimately, I read about Duke, have some friends there, low cost of living, just up and went. And I had to prove myself because I moved there without any approval, any 2 week, nothing, not even testing. So I had to prove myself. And up at Duke, and I'm very thankful for it. Yeah, huge college football town, by the way.
Yeah.
Huge. UNC, yeah, when you get there, it's either you're dark blue or light blue. You're one or the other.
Yeah.
No in between, but yeah. So I'm very happy with Duke. Yeah.
Yeah, there's
That's
so
my
much that goes into that decision. I mean, I hadn't even thought about the elevation piece until you mentioned it. I mean, I know I think about it in my day-to-day life here, but I
yeah.
hadn't thought about how that might affect you and putting that into the equation when choosing a transplant center. That's a great point.
As you know, we can be in the hospital for our 2 week tune-ups and stuff. The sicker you get, the longer you're in. I was in, the most ever was 5 weeks one time. I spent Thanksgivings there. I spent birthdays there, everything. But eventually, when you get even sicker, you're in there more, and you got more time to think, and you got to find things to kill your time with. And I'm a nerd, so I'm a cool nerd. So I do a lot of research. Yeah, I do a lot on the computer.
Yeah,
So yeah.
that's great. It's
And
important.
then I was looking at Stanford, but I wasn't comfortable paying like $4,000 a month for an apartment in San Fran. So yeah,
Yeah, all of that makes good sense.
yeah. So
So I also wanted to ask you a little bit about, sort of on that note, what motivates you? What keeps you going in life?
um, you know, I've always been determined young. I think so. My mother and my sister passed away, as some in the community might know. My sister passed away when I was 13. This was in 1997. Don't do the math. Um, and it was March 97. She passed away from CF. You know, we knew her time was coming. She was very, very sick. This was down in Georgia, so she passed away at Emory. And back then, 97, you know, the technology wasn't, you know, it wasn't what it was now. 3 months later, unfortunately, my mother passed away. I was at Six Flags. We got a voicemail. She was just heartbroken. Had a heart attack. Her diabetes went up, way up. She went into a coma, didn't wake up. She was unexpected. She was healthy, just heartbroken, stressed. I think I grew up young, I would say, you know, after things like that. And then I was constantly moving from Boston to Atlanta. I was taking solo flights at like 10 years old, back and forth to visit them. And then growing up with my father, I grew up fast, you know. It was just me and my father, and we weren't like, you know, we were the rugged type, handle your own, learn from your mistakes type, you know. So I really had to learn the disease a lot and fast growing up. Because, you know, my mother handled a lot of that, you know, and things like that. But, you know, living with my father, growing up there, constant moving, you know, them passed away, family members. I think I grew up fast, and they were always watching over me. I feel like I've got you know, I've escaped a couple of things before because they're watching over me. Because of that, maybe I try harder, I push harder. I don't know.
Yeah.
Not today. You just keep on fighting.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think, yeah, always they're watching over me. I think that's what keeps me fighting.
Yeah, I'm sure they are. Thank you so much for sharing that part of your story.
Apologize about the scratches. That's my dog walking around.
That's okay. Can't hear so much. So, okay, for our fourth and final question, I wanted to ask you if there's any sort of fun fact, any unique criticism, anything that, you know, people in the community might not know about you.
Um, People in the community might not know about me. I think after my transplant, I picked up kickboxing, and I was doing that a lot in North Carolina. Um, Whether people knew about that or not, I think it's an inspiring thing. You know, it's something I never, ever thought in a million years. You know, I dreamt of it until, you know, I saw my buddy Nick DeBreezy. You know, he's recording himself doing some of that, and you know, he's post-transplant, and it's inspired me. And I do love kickboxing. I want to get back into it a lot more. I was doing a lot in North Carolina. Unfortunately, New Year's Eve, a couple hours after the ball dropped, I broke my left femur. So that set me back a little bit. I'd like to get back into that. You know, I'd like to get back into hiking. You know, there's a bit of smoke right now, but it's no excuse. I mean, we can still get out there, wear a mask. But yeah, a nerd. I'm in the IT, stocks, stuff like that. Got an English bulldog named Fenway. I'm a diehard Boston fan. I love my Celtics, my Bruins, my Pats, everyone. So sorry, everyone. But yeah. So yeah, that's
Aw.
about it. I would say that's me. Yeah.
Well, that's really awesome, all of that stuff. And that's super inspiring that you're into kickboxing. I hope you get back to it soon.
Yeah, me too. I need to work out the leg more because it still has pain on certain ways I move and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, I'd like to get back into that again. Yeah, kickboxing fun. It's cardio. It's a lot of cardio. A
Yeah.
lot. I didn't realize that, but it's fun. So,
Cool. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to share yourself with us today. It's been really just fun getting to know more about you and being able to do this interview with you. So thanks so much, Chris.
yeah, thank you. In any of the community, if you're not following me or connected to me on social media, definitely more welcome to. You can shout out to me. I'm more than happy to help, talk, anything at all. If you have any questions about transplant, CF, anything. Yeah,
Great.
I'm always open. So
Thanks, Chris.
yeah,
Well,
thank you.
on that note, I always like to end these by saying that just to remember we're all in this together. So that was a perfect segue into that. And if there's anyone else out there in our community who's watching some of these and you'd like to do an interview with me to help introduce yourself to our community, then you can just go ahead and PM me and we will set something up. So until the next one, take good
Till the
care,
next one.
guys.
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you again for having me.